All right, put your pencils down, and I need everybody's eyes up here. I'm going to show you very quickly how to multiply fractions, okay? So for, let's just say we're doing something like this. Multiplying fractions is very simple. You basically multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom, and then try to simplify. So across the top, 1 times 1 is a numerator of a 1. 8 times 2 is 16. Those are super simple. Okay? Now, what if you get things like this? You know, these get a little bit tougher. But I'm going to show you some tricks here. You know, we could do 2 times 4 is 8, 4 times 12 is 48, and then simplify. We could do that, but I'm going to show you a super cool trick. Do you remember when we simplified fractions, like if you had a fraction like this, you could say, oh, we can divide the top by 4, divide the bottom by 4. Remember doing that?
Yeah.
We can actually do this before we multiply. So we can simplify before we multiply, but here's the rule. Whatever you do to the top, you have to do the same to the bottom. So for example, you see this 4 here, see this 4 here?
Yeah.
These will cancel each other out. We can divide by 4, we get 1, get 1. See how much easier that made the math? And now, we're not done. You see this 2 and 12? What can we divide both of those by? Anybody? We can divide by 2, divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2, cross that out, makes a 1. 12 divided by 2 makes a 6. Now look how easy our math got. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And there is no simplifying because we already did it. So I strongly encourage you to do your simplifying that way. Now, a couple of things that you need to know. You might have something like this. Let's see. What can I simplify here? Yes.
Your 8 and 9?
8 and 9 doesn't simplify. Most students would say the 4 and the 8. Here's the problem with that way of thinking. I told you it only works if you simplify something on top with something on the bottom. Those are both on top. So I cannot go top to top. I can't divide this and divide this. Yeah. By what? What goes into 5? The only thing that makes 5 is 1 times 5, and neither of those help you with the 8. That doesn't go into 8, and 1 doesn't help you. You still get 8. So, that was a trick question. This doesn't simplify. You just have to go 4 times 8 is 32, 5 times 9 is 45. And now, of course, because we already looked to see if it simplified, there's nothing we could have simplified before we multiplied, so therefore, we're done right there. There's nothing else you can do. Okay? So just remember that rule, you guys. You can only simplify if you have something on top that cancels something on bottom. Okay? Okay. We're going to do some more examples here. What about this one? Rickman. Yeah, divide 7 and 14. What can I divide those by? I can't divide those by 2. 2 doesn't go into 7. Divide by 7. So if I divide that by 7, I get 1. If I divide this by 7, I get 2. Now I could multiply, but I see something else. Dylan?
Multiply 3 by 3, multiply 9 by
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not multiply. We'll divide them. Yeah, you are right, though. We'll divide by 3, divide by 3. That becomes 1. This becomes 3. And now, our math got really easy. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. And we're done. Okay? All right, so I'm going to show you one other tough one that kids often struggle with. Wow, what do I do here? Whole number times a fraction. What do you think? No.
5 and 1/4.
Nope.
I know. Is nacho.
Good guess, but wrong.
The Alcred.
Good guess, but wrong. Last two. Yes.
You divide 5 by 4.
No.
Times 4.
Okay. You were actually close, because this actually means that you're going to divide by 4. But I'm going to show you the simpler way to think about it. Put your hands down. Any time you have a whole number in one of these problems, pay attention. Put it over 1. Yay, now it's a fraction. Put it over 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. And you'll see why. Watch what's going to happen here. 5 times 1 is 5. On the bottom, 1 times 4 is 4. Now, that is improper. How do I fix it? Simplify how?
By seeing like they equal into.
Well, we had a little rule. When the top is bigger, we do top divided by bottom. How many 4s go in? 1, and then that leaves us with, read these backwards, 1 and 1/4. So, what you need to understand is, anytime you have a whole number, put it over 1. Okay? I'm going to really confuse you. How do we solve this? 1/5 of 8. Dylan, what do you think?
Take 1/5 of 8.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
Basically just subtract 8 from 1/5.
There's an easier way.
You take away an 8 and then you put 7 and then you put a whole into the 1/5.
That sounds like the hard way of doing it. What did I say about whole numbers? What do you do with a whole number? Put it over 1. Now, here's the other secret trick you need to understand. And you might want to write this on your paper. Of means multiply. The word of means multiply. So wherever you see the word of, think of that as a times. Okay? So we put the whole number over 1, and now we got to multiply it. So on top, I get 1 times 8 is 8. Bottom, 5 times 1 is 5. How many 5s can I take away from this 8 here? 1, and then I'll be left with 3 up there out of 5. Okay? So there's 2 tricks that you needed to know for your assignment. First one, put your whole number over 1. The second trick is of means times. Now, knowing that, let's do 2 together, and then you'll be on your own. Okay, so let's do number 9. Actually, we'll only do number 9. The rest you should be able to figure out. Well, what were the 2 tricks that you just learned? Of means times. So let's make this times. Then what was the other trick?
Put the 1 on a number.
Yeah, 1 under the 12. There we go. So now I can do this. 1 times 12 on top, 4 times 1 on bottom. Or, could we simplify this first?
Yeah.
Yeah, how?
By seeing what
Divide by 4.
We can divide this by 4 and get 1. We can divide this by 4 and get 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 over 1 equals what?
improper fraction.
It is an improper fraction, but anytime you have a whole number over a 1, anything over 1 is itself.
So that's 3 whole. If you
That is just 3 wholes. Because what this means is 3 divided by 1. Well, 3 divided by 1 is just 3. Okay? So, you guys get started on this. I want you to do the rest of page 47 and then come check it with me and I'll see how you're doing, okay?